Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's the first time you're visiting. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Hayley and I review fragrances. So in today's video, I am bringing you another buying guide. This time it is going to be all about the brand MIZENSIR, one of my favorite classy brands on the market. I've spoken about this brand so much in my videos. If you are looking for an elegant, classy and timeless fragrance, this is a brand I would definitely recommend checking out, and I will explain why throughout the video. But if you do not know, MIZENSIR is founded by the master perfumer Alberto Morillas, and he is one of the most iconic perfumers in the world. He has created some of the most famous perfumes ever to be created, and it really shows within his own personal brand. I think the packaging is absolutely gorgeous, very, very sleek and timeless, and I think it is very much within the theme of the rest of their brand and the scent profiles. As I've already mentioned, I think this brand is very classy. So I am going to be showcasing my personal favorite fragrances from this house. There are so many other fragrances that I would like to add to my collection that won't be showcased in this video, but I will give some honorable mentions at the end. So I guess without further ado, let's jump in to the MIZENSIR buying guide. The first fragrance I'm going to be showcasing is their newest launch, which is called Legend Leather. And this fragrance actually inspired me to do a buying guide on this brand next. And Legend Leather is a leather unlike others. So it's not super heavy. It's almost quite light and skin-like. It has aldehydes in here, which you really feel. It is almost like a leathery skin scent. Imagine you've been wearing the most luxurious leather jacket and you've taken that jacket off and you're left with the scent of leather on your hand. That is exactly what I get from this fragrance. However, there are some unique twists in here too. It has a slight fruity punch. I believe there's raspberry in here, but there's a slight sweet tartness. It's light and airy, which I think is incredible for a leather fragrance. It makes it really wearable. Very, very classy indeed. Totally unisex, but it's not overwhelming at all. I find leather fragrances to be overwhelming sometimes, and this one is not that. Truly such a special new release. It has a woody vibe to it, and it also has iris and saffron. That iris gives it a powdery feel, and then the saffron adds a slight bit of spiciness. Interestingly, there's no leather note in this fragrance, and I think that is why it's not overwhelming, but you definitely get the feeling of a light skin-like leather scent profile. I have already sprayed this on the test strip, so this is the dry down, but I do want to do a fresh spritz quickly. Oh, I love the opening. You really get that iris, and I almost pick up an orris note too. Earthy, grounded. It's sweet, but not too sweet. The aldehydes are not too in your face. They add a light, almost fizzy quality. But in essence, this is a leather skin type of scent, which still performs. You get about medium performance with this. But yeah, such a classy leather, and I would highly recommend this fragrance. If you're looking for a leather fragrance that's not overwhelming, that has classy vibes, check out Legend Leather. Next up is one of the more popular fragrances from the brand, and this one is called For Your Love. This fragrance is so addictive. It is a woody, raspberry and ambergris scent. A lot of people say this is almost like Baccarat Rouge scent profile with a raspberry twist, and I do get that vibe from it. But this is, in my opinion, so much better than Baccarat Rouge. I just love that it has that unique twist with the raspberry. It's got that tart, sweet vibe, which really lightens the ambergris, the overall woody profile of this fragrance. It's quite musky. There's a little bit of patchouli in here too. But this is such an intoxicating, Borderline sexy fragrance. Again, totally unisex. I know that so many people love this fragrance. It is one of the more popular fragrances for good reason. So likable, and it is a compliment getter too. This is one I would definitely recommend sampling if you're looking for a raspberry scent profile that's also quite woody and it has that intoxicating, sensual feel about it too. Next up is Ambre Magique, and sorry if my pronunciations aren't very good, but this fragrance is spectacular. If you like a slightly spicy, powdery vanilla fragrance that packs a punch and is quite ambery too in the dry down, you need to check out this fragrance. I know I said For Your Love is quite sexy, but this is perfect for a date night. You can wear this year round, but I feel like it is best in the autumn and the winter. I know this one is another one of the more popular fragrances from MIZENSIR too, and for good reason. I get a strong blast of cardamom, and I love cardamom as a note. You also get a sweet, slightly airy orange blossom throughout. You have a slightly powdery vanilla note in here. It's not too sweet at all. There's an ambery feel in the dry down. This one is just spectacular, as I've already said. There is a little bit of rose in here as well, and you are also getting ambergris. But if you are looking for a sensual amber fragrance that's powdery, it's vanillic, it has that spicy cardamom, a little bit of florals, check out Ambre Magique, because this one is a showstopper for sure. Next up is another one of my favorites. I'm probably going to say that about most of these, and it is Chere. I absolutely adore this fragrance. It's a light, airy vanilla fragrance in essence. It has light florals throughout. You're getting a little bit of jasmine and you're getting some orange blossom. And I do pick up an almost almondy fruitiness, but it's a sweet, light and airy vanilla. Not in your face. It's quite subtle. I would say this is more of a classy vanilla, definitely very elevated and elegant. It's not a gourmand vanilla. It's not dense, sweet, and sticky. It is just everything. I think this fragrance is absolutely incredible. If you like fragrances similar to Guerlain's Spirituiste Double Vanille, they don't smell the same at all, but they're in that kind of classy vanilla vibe. I think you should check out this fragrance. It's more of a light vanilla with the florals throughout. It has this airiness about it too. There's an almost transparent amber note in the base. But yeah, this one is just truly special, and I think it's so elevated and definitely one of the most elegant fragrances from MIZENSIR. I will forever love this one. If you've tried Chere, let me know down in the comments below and tell me your thoughts on it. The next fragrance is Poudre d'Or, and this one, I've explained it in other videos as smelling like the most luxurious body lotion in the best way possible. This just smells like your skin, but better. It's slightly musky, it's creamy, it's slightly floral too. And it's the perfect out of the shower scent profile. If you're into the clean type of scent profile, but you want something a little bit more creamy and luxurious, this is the one that I would recommend you sample. It just smells like a luxurious body lotion, but in a good way. The main notes that I personally pick up on are the tiare flower, the iris, and the musk. And the florals in here are very, very creamy, and the musk is not overwhelming. It's just like a skin musk in my opinion. Just very, very clean, put together, and it will always be one of those scents that I will reach for if I want to smell clean. Oh, it's just so pretty. I love this fragrance. You do have a little bit of vanilla in here too, which adds to the sweetness, and you do have some sandalwood as well. But in essence, this is a creamy, light floral scent with musk, and I just adore Poudre d'Or. Next up is Sweet Praline, and it is definitely a sweet fragrance. It's in a similar realm to For Your Love, but it's a little bit different. The similarities likely come from the tart and sweet raspberry note, which is really prominent within the profile, but this is a little bit more ambery in the base. And that is coming from the benzoin note. You've also got ambroxan, which helps this project beautifully. This creates the most insane scent bubble. Again, there's some light florals in here. There's florals throughout a lot of the fragrances from this brand, but this one specifically has jasmine and hedioin, and it has that beautiful fruity touch. There is a light incense in here too, but I am mostly getting this really sweet, almost sticky raspberry. There's no praline note, but you get that feeling of praline because it has that sweet stickiness. But at the same time, it still has a light and airy vibe, which is something the brand does really well. None of the fragrances feel overwhelming, too dense and too sticky. None of them lean into that edible gourmand territory. They're more of a classy gourmand slight take to them. But sweet praline will be for those of you that really like a sweet fragrance. This one, I will say, has the biggest scent bubble, on me at least anyway. And it's almost one of the most head-turning fragrances. And I think that is because of the sweetness. So if you are into your sweet fragrances, if you like the idea of raspberry and benzoin, you should definitely check out Sweet Praline. So those were all of the fragrances that I wanted to add into this buying guide. However, I do have some honorable mentions. First up is Perfect Oud, and it is in essence one of the most perfect ouds on the market. I don't know why I don't have it in my collection yet. I do need to purchase it, but it is an incredible fragrance. I also really love Solar Blossom, one of the best neroli and orange blossom scent profiles on the market. Again, I need to add it to my collection at some point. Plus, they have a lot of fresh fragrances that are incredible. There's a ginger one that is just incredible. I know most of the fragrances that I featured in today's video are more so feminine leaning / unisex, but they have a really good range for more masculine leaning fragrances too. But these are the ones that are my personal favorites that I wanted to mention in today's video. But what I would love to know is, have you tried anything from MIZENSIR? If so, please do let me know your favorites down in the comments. What do I need to try next? Do you want me to continue doing these buying guides? I've done a few now. Also, let me know that down in the comments. But thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure as always. I hope to see you in a future video to come. Thank you so much, and goodbye.